it up. Hi there, nice to have you here. Recently, we've been
milling lumber for our workshop walls,
trout fishing and camping in the mountains,
making an attempt at starting a food garden in the middle of the forest, and
cooking up what we catch and forage out here.
Spring is really in full swing. I feel like Swedish nature and the Swedes themselves always get a bit crazy in spring.
We call it vårkänslor or spring feelings. We sort of collectively hibernate during the long winters here, but when the sun finally returns in spring, we all come to life again.
Can any of you relate to this? So, where are we at with the workshop build?
Well, we're almost done milling the 2x6 wall studs. After that, it's just the roof trusses left before we're finished with the milling for now and ready to start the build. This past winter, we milled the wood that's going to be used for the foundation, and we're happy to see that it seems to be drying pretty well. At least it's mold-free and doesn't look like it's warped too badly. There are a few cracks in the wood, but that feels pretty normal as a part of the drying process, right? The lumber has been exposed to direct sunlight in some spots, so maybe that has something to do with it. If anyone knows more, feel free to share your thoughts. We're using the spruce and pine of the area where the workshop will be built, so the quality of the logs varies a bit. Some are really nice, others are a bit knotty. But either way, we need to clear those trees to make space for the workshop and our future home. So we're trying to use as much of the wood as we can. It's going to be so nice when we finally get ourselves an ATV, but until then we'll be hauling these logs by hand. It works, but just barely. I never stop being amazed by the feeling of creating your own lumber. When a log suddenly turns into boards, you just can't help but smile. Lycka! I also took the chance to clean out the air filter and such on the saws, now that the weather has warmed up so quickly. We did take a weekend off to fish on trout.
Yes.
And made a stop at the fishing shop to pick up some lures on the way there.
I couldn't help but look for some cloudberry flowers on the Myers on the way there. We've never picked cloudberries before, but we hope to find a really good spot this year. Apparently they do not bloom every year, so finding flowers in spring of course indicates that there are better chances of berries here in the summer.
Skulle du vilja åka skida där, Anja?
Det är bra.
Den är ju typ 90 grader. Seeing a ski resort in late spring almost feels a bit dystopian. I guess that many of these stores and houses are left vacant most of the year.
So how do you think the fishing went?
As usual, when the camera's rolling, the fishing is tough.
No, but this weekend was really challenging.
We tried all the stretches where we had planned to fish, but we got very few bites. It's been an exceptionally dry spring with almost no rain, and I had scouted out some hot spots on the map, looking for rapids and rock structures. But of course, when we got there, we realized the water levels were way too low to fish in many of those spots. The places where we could fish didn't seem to hold any fish either, probably because they moved to deeper areas that we didn't know about. But in the end, we caught a bit of trout anyway. And along the way, we got to see some beautiful places, so I'm still happy. Jajamän, äntligen fick vi någonting.
Superfin.
Det är svinkallt.
The water was, needless to say, not too warm yet. Trout is my absolute favorite fish in terms of taste, even better than pike. It's like buttery chicken, without even a hint of dryness.
Du får få mig igen. Nej.
We brought some home to the RV as well. So, for a little garden update. Things have slowly begun to peek through the soil. This month we also set up our RV's awning, which we've been putting off for way too long. This has given us a makeshift greenhouse, and I may be going a bit overboard with the planting here. I make sure to sow some fast-growing veggies every week, such as salads, spinach and radishes, which can be planted out in the garden as soon as they're ready.
I've actually been planting too.
There's so much to forage in the forest right now. We have made sure to pick the new nettles from our garden. One of my favorite foods as a kid was the cream spinach my mom used to make. Eaten with falukorv, a type of Swedish sausage. I feel like the taste is identical to nettles. We served it with the wood sorrel, which worked pretty well together with the salmon.
This was a new way for us to create videos. Let us know if you enjoyed it.
We hope you're having a lovely spring so far. See you soon.